One of the goals of this work cycle is to improve the display of Stanford Digital Repository content in SearchWorks to address inconsistencies that have developed over time as we've introduced new combinations of digital and physical content. This work was done in 2 stages, first looking at the search results and second, the individual record pages. So starting with the search results, this is one of the initial analysis documents that was done before we started work on this, showing some of the inconsistencies with the placement of the online badge. The online button that has a different behavior can be expanded to show that there might be more than one source for this item. The digital collection record here shows that there are actually 3 redundant links to the same content. And I just want to point out the summary in this record that is grouped with the online and access section. So in the changed version, what we see is that there's a single consistent online badge in each record that's always in the same location. The link to the content is directly to its right in all cases. If there's SDR content that show that the link is to the primary content, which is what's embedded directly in SearchWorks. If there are supplemental links, they're indicated as also online at. If there's more than one link now, we actually expose them so that you can see that there are additional sources for this material. And the summary has been moved from the access section to the metadata and made a little bit more clear so that it's more obvious. To show an example, here's a simple e-resource that has 2 online links that are now both visible. Previously, only the first one would have been visible, and users will not have seen that there was an additional option that doesn't require a Stanford login to access it. Looking at digital collections in search results, now the previous section is clearly labeled as a previous section. The redundant links have been reduced to a single online link labeled Explore this collection and showing the number of items after it. So those are the changes for the search results. In the record view now, for a simple book that happens to have an online version, there are very few changes on this view, just the addition of some headings for different sections of the record that weren't clearly there before. For an online item, there's slightly more changes. This section of metadata used to appear in up to 3 different positions on the record view depending on the type of digital content and the size of the viewer. So we've placed it in a consistent location, made the viewer a consistent size and location, and then added, again, headings to the remainder of the collection, of the display. And so the context now labels the collection information. We're going to look at this collection record now. The collection record shows the preview in exactly the same format that it displays in the record display here. So see digital collection review preview and the online section, and the same displays here. And then the at the library and description sections are as they were. And then looking at, this is a nice complex record view that shows both digital content, an additional online source, at the library, and context. So this has just about all the information that can be in a record view, and it's all now just laid out a little more consistently with headings that make it easier to navigate.